Carolina does it again, this time against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are now 5-0-0, which is just ideal. And honestly, Carolina seems to be getting better game by game because this was, in my opinion, the best game of the season, let alone Carolina having the best period of the season in the second period. That second period, just everything went right. They gave up the first goal of the game. I think it was Austin Matthews gets a wraparound, but after that, it was just lights out for the Hurricanes. They outplayed them in their end. We outplayed them in our end. Our transition game was better tonight. We were just better than Toronto in every aspect of the game, in my opinion. So it's one of those things where once the first Toronto had a hot start, and then that was it. Like they had a hot start, they got a goal. I think that's something Carolina needs to look at is the fact that every time we've played a team, no matter even though we're winning, so it's not as big of an issue. As long as you're winning, it's not that big of an issue. But that is something Carolina needs to evaluate going forward is the fact that it seems like a lot of teams seem to have really strong first 5 minutes of the game. Then Carolina gets together and they play phenomenal. And it's just like all their goals were good team efforts. The special teams did well. It was like I don't think there was one goal unassisted this whole game. And I mean Carolina, like that's the thing with Carolina right now. They're just outworking every team they play. I haven't been able to watch a lot of the other teams yet. I mean, I plan on watching Colorado and Vegas tonight and other games as well. But, Carolina, they seem like the hardest working team in the league. Because when Steven Lorentz is getting a goal like he does against Mitch the Bitch Marner, no offense to Marner. Oh, no, it wasn't even Marner. Why am I saying Marner? Poor Marner. It was against Rasmus Sandin. My bad. Lorenz, that was one of my favorite Carolina Hurricane goals I've seen of all time because he just outworked him. Like, I mean, just came in, forechecked really hard, would not give up on the play, and got a goal out of it. And that's from a fourth liner who outplayed a top four defenseman just clean as a whistle. And not only that, he got the goal. Svechnikov was playing phenomenal. Unfortunately, Jacob Slavin, one of the dirtiest players in the league, takes a penalty. So, that happens. Jacob Slavin, he takes a lot of penalties. But, we were able to overcome that. And yeah, I mean, Frederick Anderson plays phenomenal against his old team. It really, like, that's the thing with all these Canes games. Like, I've seen at some points last season, Aho has just willed the Hurricanes to a win and basically stolen a game. Not a single one of the Canes' 5-0-0 start has been has been just one guy just being like, no, we're winning this game. It's always been a group effort. And I think that's what really has made this Carolina Hurricanes teams work and look so dangerous is they're playing every game like it's a playoff game. They're taking the hits, they're throwing the hits, they're diving to get the puck. And they're overcoming bad officiating because I'll tell you, especially Brett Pesce, he got the short end of the stick, no pun intended because it's hockey, tonight by taking a high sticking, and when he's down on the ground, he still makes a play with the puck, and Richie elbows him in the head when he's on his knees. I mean, based on the NHL's criteria, Gabriel Landeskog's hit, that should have been, if that's a suspendable hit, which I do think it was a penalty, that hit Richie did should be suspendable. Just based on, I mean, the NHL has a terrible precedent, but like that was an elbow to the head on a player in a vulnerable position. Like the NHL said you can hit people, which fair enough, but then you got to continue to call that. And the fact that it happened right in front of the ref, I'm going to call that out because that was a dangerous hit. And I don't know how malicious it was. I think Nick Ritchie was just like, I'm going to hit this guy. And then he fell and his momentum stopped when he was on his knees. And, so I'm not going to sit here and be like Nick Ritchie maliciously hits Pesce in a vulnerable position. But it's just a suspendable hit. It really is. And it didn't get a penalty. And not to mention the hit happened from a high stick 2 seconds earlier, all right in front of the ref. None of it called. And the Canes were able to fight and overcome that. And if anything, I think it pissed them off because Ian Cole had phenomenal hits this game. The Canes actually upped their physicality in this game. This game actually got pretty physical in the second period, which I love to watch. And, that's, I think, what made the Hurricanes so well is that they were playing better physically. And I don't think Toronto can play physical hockey right now. They have Wayne Simmons. They have Nick Ritchie. They have guys who can hit, but the team in general, they can't really handle being hit. And I think that's what's cost them in the playoffs. And Carolina was able to take advantage of that after Nick Ritchie pissed them off. So just all around, a great team effort. Now, who would I give Hurricane of the game to? I got to give it to, this is the hardest one, but I mean, Jacob Slavin had another assist, but B, just a phenomenal defensive effort all around. Just what Jacob Slavin did, Jacob Slavin things this game. It's, Andrei Svechnikov played very well. And, Jordan Stahl played well. Lorentz with the best goal of the game. Anderson getting goals against his own team. Pesci for the penalty kill. It's tough to pick just one. But tonight, I'll give it to the guy that just beat his own team. Only gave up one goal. Frederick Harold Bluetooth Anderson. I mean, honestly, any one of those guys could win the game. So, I'll just propose that to you guys. Comment down below, who do you guys think deserves Hurricane of the game? Because there were so many options. Now, with that being said, I'll see you guys Thursday night against the Boston Bruins. Hopefully we can get some revenge because Boston has beaten us in the playoffs the past two seasons, other than the one against Tampa, which was all divisional. And I look forward to some revenge. I'll see you guys then. Click the bell if you want to be notified when I upload that Hurricane review. And if you guys want to enjoy the content I'm producing on the channel, also subscribe. And I'll see you guys then. Okay, I think it stopped. I don't edit these.